Hello, welcome to another Finance Friday. So we are about to get started, and today we are talking about how to thrive while living on one income. So for all of you who are new to the broadcast, this is our 12th, our 12th Finance Friday Live. And I thank you all for tuning in week after week. I appreciate you. And I hope that when you tune in, you're telling other people about our Finance Friday Live, you're letting other people know, you're sharing the broadcast so that more people will receive this information. So I do appreciate all of you who have reached out to me and let me know that you appreciate Finance Friday Live. So I thank you, and I want you to know that we will continue to do Finance Friday Live. So keep on sending in your questions, keep on sending in any suggestions that you have, because we take all of those into consideration when we do our future shows. So today's show, we are talking about how to thrive on one income. So this is a show topic that I hope all of you can just take some information from it and apply it to your own life. Even if you're not living on one income now, there may be a time in your life when this information comes in handy. Like usual, after this show is done, I will post a Finance Friday Live post on my blog, cleverlychanging.com. And there you can find the tips that we mentioned during the broadcast. And you can also share that as well. So there will be more to come. So I appreciate all of you who have shared the broadcast with others. Right now, I am definitely, what I'm doing, I'm sharing the broadcast so more people can find out about it. And then we are going to get started with today's broadcast. How to thrive while living on one income. So, I know a lot of people have asked and wondered, how in the world do you live on one income and you don't feel like your finances are stressed, or you're strapped for cash? So that is where this conversation comes from. And hi, thank you for joining us. So today we're talking about how to thrive on one income. And this is a question that I get a lot. A lot of people that I know, they often ask, oh, are you doing one of the work from home jobs or different things like that? A lot of people that I come in contact with don't necessarily understand blogging and how it works. So it's not something, when I say that we're talking about working from home, this isn't just for the people who work from home and then decide to do an entrepreneurial activity on the side. This is just really, you can do that, but this is for people who may have a new baby in their house. Maybe they're dealing with an aging parent. I know that for me, I do have an older mother. She doesn't live with me, but it's something that I have to deal with as well. So I have a child who has special challenges and is not in school at the time. And so when my husband and I, when we had children, we had to decide, we decided together that we would be a one income household. And so I'm sharing tips on how you can not just survive as a one income household, but how you can thrive as a one income household as well. So the very first thing that people need to do if they're thinking about becoming a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home parent and they have to live mainly on one income is to plan. The key to planning is you need to start thinking about where your money is going, what money is coming in, and what you're planning to do with that. So if you have a lot of money coming in and you have two incomes, the moment that you even consider and you start thinking about becoming a one income household, you need to start saving. So my advice to people is, if you want to at least try living on one income while you're technically still a two income household. So what do I mean exactly? I mean, while you're still working, stop using your money for the things of the household. Just save it. Just put it into a savings account and live on that one income and see how it works. If you are able to do that and live on that one income before you're forced to do it and before you have to do it, then chances are when you decide to live on one income, you can. Now, for many people, you may be living on one income, not just because you have a new baby coming in, not just because there's an aging parent, but you may be in a car accident, you may be have some new health challenges that stop you from working. So this is something that even if you're not a parent, this is information that can help you. And yes, thank you, Adana. I think it's so important to just start living on that one income before you're forced to do it. What happens is you're able to develop a discipline where you're able to start disciplining yourself to just kind of be more mindful of your finances and spend less on frivolous things. So with that said, while you're in the planning stage, when you do the living on the income, the one income before you're forced to, after you do that, you kind of need to look over your finances and say, okay, so we're spending money on X, Y, and Z, but we don't have to. So you need to look over your finances and see what type of things are taking your money that you can eliminate. So the first thing that comes to mind that many people even consider is cable. And I know for some people that is not something that's negotiable. But right now in our society with the internet, there are so many other options than an expensive cable plan. Like there's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Amazon has some TV streaming thing, there are Roku, there are little boxes you can buy. Like there are tons of frugal cable options. So you don't have to spend, I know a lot of cable bills are from $50 to $150 or even more. Like people spend a lot in cable, especially if you're renting your modem. You don't have to rent a modem. You can buy that modem that your cable company is using outright, and you don't have to pay that monthly charge. So you can start thinking of creative ways where you're eliminating. Yes, so there's a lot of things that you can watch on YouTube. That is a great, so Adana, she's joining us, and she just mentioned you can watch shows on YouTube. That is so true. I know for me, I love watching shows on my tablet mainly because I can watch whatever I want away from like my kids. I know my kids like to talk during shows and different things like that, and I'm like, okay, so I just want some quiet time where I'm watching this on the side. And so if you're someone who doesn't mind watching your shows on your computer, the internet, there are a lot of ways you can bring up and watch the shows that are most interesting to you. I know a lot of the regular TV shows, they offer free broadcasts. So a lot of those shows, you can go directly to their website and see the broadcast, like a day or two after it has aired, you can watch it. So you probably won't be watching it live and in the moment unless you have one of the boxes or the other options, but you can definitely you can also just get a cheaper plan, because a lot of the plans now offer mobile, like you can download their mobile app and watch the shows as well. And that can be a little cheaper than paying for all the channels every month. So you kind of need to investigate and then think creatively on what you can eliminate. Some of the other things that can be lessened, maybe not eliminated completely, are eating out. So a lot of families spend a large portion of their budget eating in restaurants. And with the different subscription services that people offer now, you can make that food at home. They give you the recipe, they send you the exact amount of food, so you don't necessarily have to eat out. And so I think that's very important, because when you eat out, this is something that my family does. We don't eat out that much. We do sometimes use the subscription services because we like that feeling of eating out, but together we can prepare that food and enjoy it. And it's a little bit more enjoyable than just running out and grabbing a bite to eat. We do it sometimes, but it's very seldom and it's very rare that we do it. But there are some of the subscription companies that come to mind are Blue Apron, there's a Green Chef, there's HelloFresh. So there is a company that will meet your type of lifestyle and the foods that you like to eat. So that is one option. And a lot of times they are pretty inexpensive. They're cheaper than going out to eat. So that is one option that you all can use. So one of our watchers is asking me, which is your favorite? So for me, I have used HelloFresh. So I would say I liked it, and it's definitely something that I would recommend to other people. We would get the recipe as a family, and we would create it together. And I liked it because my kids could help out, my husband could help out, because they send you the exact portion size that you need. And so it tells you exactly what to do. So it's a no-brainer. And I liked having the help. So I thought it was awesome for my family. One that I want to try, I haven't tried it yet, is Blue Apron. If you all are bloggers, I know that they do have blogger ambassador programs, so that's something that you can look into. I will try to leave a link within the post when the post goes live after this airs live. So I will put it in the written post so that you can look up the different options as well. So just lessening the amount that you eat out is something that can be very helpful. The next thing that you can do when you're planning on being a one-income household is you can do some home saving tips. I know in one show we talked about different things that you can do to save in your home. So one of the things that can cut costs is there are so with like your electric and your gas company, they have peak times when your rates are actually more expensive. So if you like run your dishwasher before 10 every day or after 7 every day, those rates before 10 and after 7 are cheaper than running those major appliances during in those other time frames. So remember to kind of get your things done and run major appliances before 10 and after 7, because it can save you like 4% off your bill. I know that our company that we get electricity and gas from, they send us a sheet that tells us how much energy we save versus the amount of energy that our neighbors save. And we're usually well below the most energy efficient people in our neighborhood. Why is that? Because there's a trick to it. So the trick is, thank you, Zarifa has joined us. Thank you for joining us, Zarifa. So we have Adana and Zarifa. I appreciate your support, ladies, and I'm glad that you've joined us today. But I want to talk about, so you can wash clothes, just think of your major appliances that you have. So you want to run those major appliances before 10 and after 7. The other thing that you can do, you can also put everything on power strips. So I've kind of talked about it in one of the other episodes, but when you put things that can be turned off, so of course you're not going to put your refrigerator on on a power strip, because generally your refrigerator needs to stay on continuously. But some of the things that don't are your TV. So you can save energy by not leaving that TV to run energy while it's not on. So there are special power strips you can get, but even if you don't get a special power strip, if you have a power strip that has the power button, you can just turn those things off when they're not in use. And by turning them off, you're not using dead energy that can be just using energy while it's not in use, like cell phone chargers. They use energy. So if you leave your cell phone charger plugged into the wall, it's using energy. So you want to take that, take those appliances off, or turn that power strip off, like your computer. A lot of us have laptops, so we don't leave them plugged in, but don't leave your computer plugged in. Don't leave that cord plugged in, because it can still use energy. So those are some of the things that you can do to save money that can help you when you decide to, just have one income. So those are things that can help you. So the key is that you want to plan. I will put some other tips in there about planning, but the key is to plan. The next thing you want to do is save. So earlier we talked about when you save, you want to start living on that one income before you actually quit your job. So what you're going to do with that money, I recommend that you just put it in the bank. But if you have an opportunity, if there's some like credit card debt or some things that you can pay off, you want to go ahead and do that. So you want to take that second income. So before you, like 1 year before you decide that you need to live on one income, you want to take that time to save the money or to put that money on all of your debts. So you want to pay off your credit card debt. You really want to leave that one income to just function for your life necessities. You don't want to have to use that for, bills that you've accumulated for years and years and years. You want to start just paying those down in that year where you're already living on that one income. So you want to go ahead and eliminate all that debt. For me, I have a post on my site, which I will definitely share with you guys, where before I decided to be a stay-at-home mom, I paid off all my student loans, and I'm going to share with you, I share in a post how I did that. So if any debt that you have accumulated, whatever it is, you want to pay more than the minimum balance. So this is true for all debts you have. You want to pay as much as you can to eliminate them. So our goal, especially if you're trying to live on one income, you want to be able to do this before you're forced to do it. So the next thing you want to do is budget. If you have an opportunity, definitely I will leave a link to my last video, because we go through a full budget. It's a download program where you can download it to your computer, and it goes through, my last video went through how to actually budget, how to do each thing line by line. So when you're budgeting, a lot of us don't like to budget. We don't like to say, okay, I can only spend this certain amount on these things. You can be generous in the amounts that you give, but you want to make sure that you're not spending all of that one income each month, because you don't want to have to live from month to month to month in order to make ends meet. You want to have something left over, because you don't want to ever be in a position where you feel so forced to get a job or to just find something else to do. You don't want to struggle when you become a one income earning household. You want to thrive. And so that's what this conversation is about. It's about thriving. And the only way to do that is to have you want to be fully aware of what money is going out and what money is coming in. So if there is one person in your household who handles all the insurance payments, all the bills that come in, your utilities, your mortgage and things like everybody, like all the adults who are paying into that system, need to be fully aware of how to pay those items. So there shouldn't be a secret. You don't know how much you're paying for your car insurance. You don't know how much things are, you're paying for other things. You need to be aware. Not just one person, not just the spouse who's that main wage earner. Everybody needs to be aware of that. Why is that important? Because if something happens, let's say you have to become a one income household because the person is sick. Accidents happen, car accidents, all kinds of accidents. And so you want to be prepared before there's a major, something major occurs, some life-changing event happens. You want to know these things so that you can take care of them if you're ever in a situation where that other person isn't able to do that. So it's very important to know where that money is going. And when you do a budget, you will be able to discuss those things, and you'll be able to know what sort of things you're spending too much money on. So let's say you're spending a lot of money on clothing. That's something that you shouldn't be spending a bulk of your money on, unless maybe you're a model, maybe this is what you do for profession. If clothing is something you do for a profession, that's different. If it's not, do not spend a large amount of your money on clothes. It's ridiculous. Learn some ways to kind of accessorize and make old things new. Because spending money on clothes, that is not an investment. It is money that is just going down the drain. So if you feel like you have to lease a car, if that is not something that is required of your job, that is something that you don't want to be leasing a car month for month, because that's not something you own. We want to encourage you to have investments that you're creating and things that you're spending your money on that is going to one day increase your wealth. So when you are a one wage earning household, leasing a car is not something that should be factored in. So if you can get a used car and pay that down in full, that's something that you want to do. I know clothes is a struggle for a lot of us. I know that when I first became a stay-at-home mom, clothes was a big issue for me. And I know that for many people, it can be a generational thing. I know that for some people in my family, many of them felt like they had to have new clothes because when they were children, they couldn't afford to have new things. And so a lot of times we put, the fact that we can get a job and, we can make money and do things on our own, and we spend that money on things that aren't necessarily building generational wealth. It's not helping our household. And so we want to kind of, when you're doing that trial, living on one income for a year, you want to be able to discipline yourself and not spend so much on things that really aren't critical in your life. So having new clothes, it's not that you need to cut out new clothes entirely. You just need to spend less. So you may change your budget for a month to a yearly budget. So, with us, we shop seasonally and we don't get all new pieces. I mean, we may get one or two items each season. For parents that have children, when you shop seasonally, a lot of times you can catch the deals. And you can kind of plan. You can look into, like, there are apps like Geo coupons that will tell you what stores are having certain sales, and you can save money. So here's the thing. You want to be able to save money when you can and where you can. So for some people that are living on they're changing from a 2-income household to a 1-income household, sometimes they start couponing. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. I do not like to coupon. I don't. So there are a few items that I do coupon on. I do not coupon most of my groceries. So I'm going to just go ahead and tell you. I eat a lot of produce. We're vegetarians. So you don't generally find coupons for produce. So I'm not necessarily the one that's going to tell everybody, oh, coupon. But I will say there are some things that I only buy when I use coupons. And for instance, that's toiletries. So for me, I like the store CVS. They give you extra care bucks when you buy toiletries. When you sign up and you put in your address and your information, a lot of times they'll send you extra care bucks just monthly. I know sometimes I'll get 25% off extra. Sometimes I just randomly get extra care bucks in the mail that I can use, which are not manufacturer coupons. So I can put those extra care bucks right on top of, I can put them on top of manufacturing coupons. So like our toilet paper, our cleaning supplies, and I like to buy the green cleaning supplies. So if I'm buying green cleaning supplies, they're usually a little bit more costly, and I do that by using my extra care bucks. And I search the internet and try to find a coupon. So if you're prepared when you go to the store, a lot of times you can save lots of money. I know the last time I went, I basically spent like $15 out of pocket and I saved like 45. And I bought, like 3 things of toilet paper, 2 things of paper towels, and like Kleenex. So those are the type of things that I use coupons for. And it works for me because it's very easy to clip a coupon, maybe for laundry detergent, for dish detergent, for toilet paper, Kleenex, just those things around the house. And so if you're not a big couponer, you can find ways that you can coupon a little bit. So I consider myself a person who coupons a little bit, and it works for me because I'm not spending, my budget for, household toiletries is much less when I do that. So I don't and I can stock up. So I don't have to, I buy like toilet paper and paper towels and things like that about once a year. So once or twice a year, like I stock up, and then I don't really have to buy them for a while. So I'm not a person who likes to shop a whole lot. So I like to go in, get the things I need, and be done with it for a while. And so if that's something that if that's an area where you think you can save money without, spending a whole lot of time having to clip coupons, I'm here to say that it's doable. Especially if you want to be a one-income household. You're gonna have to find ways to save money on the side when you can. And so that's kind of the trick to it. So when you can save money doing little things, do it. It's not gonna cause you to lose any sleep or anything like that. It's generally gonna just make your pocket a little bit fuller because you're not spending as much money. So the question is, where do you get the coupons from? So I'm fortunate enough where I don't have to buy the local newspaper. I know that a lot of people buy the newspapers, but I use, so there are 2 ways I get coupons. So in our neighborhood, they actually send manufacturer coupons to our house. So it's a part of our, the mailers. So I am fortunate enough to be in an area where we get manufacturer coupons in the mail. But if you don't get manufacturer coupons in the mail, and when I don't, for some of the things that I use, especially the green products, I get them online. So I'm a part of a group called mypoints.com. I will leave a link in the post. MyPoints is kind of like Ebates, but it has more services. So I've been with them. My kids are 8, so I've been with them for around 8 years. I started using them when my kids were infants. So, but what it allows me to do, I can go into the website and I can go to like grocery coupons and I can download the coupons that I need. And so when I use those coupons, it gives me points for, so I accrue points in MyPoints where I can get gift cards, and I can use those gift cards to buy maybe toiletries or clothes for my kids. Like the gift cards are gift cards to wherever you want to get them from, but by clipping coupons and using them from their website, I actually accrue points. So I will definitely provide more information about that in the printable, in my blog post. So that's how I use coupons. So it takes me maybe, 5 to 10 minutes to go through and look and see what type of coupons I want to get for my family. So that's how I use coupons. I'm not one of the biggest couponers. I'm not leaving the grocery store only paying like 25 cents. That's not my story. But I do save money in a lot of other ways. And so that's the story that I'm sharing with you guys today. And so lastly, we're simply talking about saving. One of the things that I want to talk about are avoiding scams. So for a lot of people, I know a lot of people, when I share that I'm a stay-at-home mom and I work from home, a lot of people think that I signed up for one of the work from home jobs. So I want to kind of clear the air with the work from home jobs. I'm sure you've seen the medical billing work from home jobs. The not only that, like assembly from home, stuffing envelopes, those are scams, people. So I'm here to tell you, those are scams. So for those of us who are entrepreneurs, generally, that's not what we're doing to make money. Those are scams. So why am I saying it's a scam? Like the envelope thing and the medical billing, you often have to send them money to get started. So I'm here to say, if you become a one-income household, don't feel pressed to sign up for any of these phishing scams and work-from-home scams that you see in a local circular or posted in the library. I don't know where people are finding this stuff, but they're in a lot of different places. But you have to avoid these scams. I know, you'll have friends that try to get you involved in pyramid schemes. They have good intentions usually, but a lot of times they're telling you to sign up because that's the only way they make money. And I'm not here for that. I'm just going to be very honest with you. Friends do not entice friends to go broke. That's not what I encourage people to do. So a lot of those work from home things are often scams where you have to spend money to become a part of it. I know for me, I blog. That's one of the ways that I make money. I also manage a rental property. But you have to look at your skill set and you have to say, these are my skills. This is what I can do. This is what I can do to charge people for this service. And so you have to look within yourself to come up with something that you can sell to other people. And so if you cannot fully live on one income, you have to do that in order to, especially if you're trying to still put money aside for retirement, there are a lot of reasons why you may still need some money coming in. And so I do encourage people to save for retirement. And so if you need to do that by having some creative job on the side, I think this is what you need to do. So you need to, like some people are really good at a certain subject. You can tutor somebody's child. So if that is your gift, go ahead and sell that service. You just have to kind of be creative with what your talents are, and then you have to find a clientele. And so you have to build that up. But for many people that you see who are bloggers, they're selling, they come up with different things to sell people. Support them. But don't try to get involved in any pyramid schemes. And I'm here to tell you that because my goal and the reason why I do this week after week is so that we can help each other to build generations of wealth. We don't want our children to be in a position where they're having to care for us or a family member has to care for us and we can't bring anything to the table. So that is why I have these Finance Friday lives. And I encourage you to share them with other people. And, definitely I appreciate your feedback. Please, just if you have future topic suggestions, give me topic suggestions. But I appreciate you for everyone who tuned in. I appreciate you. And I'm just going to recap real quick what we talked about. So today we're talking about thriving on one income. What did we mention? We mentioned having a plan. We mentioned saving. We mentioned avoiding scams, getting a budget. So that's how you can live on one income. So For all of you who are tuning in today, remember I will post this blog post on my site, cleverlychanging.com, and you can tune in later and read it. So everything that I talked about in the video, it will be in print. So thank you all for joining me and have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, bye.